Alright, so I wanted to do another video today because of these little news items that crossed my feed, crossed my path, crossed my desk. And to be honest, I just didn't feel like appearing on webcam, so I hope that you'll forgive me. I will be taking you through a few little items here, and then I'll let you decide. I did shoot this once already. I even got it edited down and all that stuff, but perhaps I was being a little unfair. I don't know. But I really wanted to start with this, a working conversation about the open game license. And I will put links to all of this in the description down below so that you can see it for yourself. And this is what's going on. And just to let you know, this one says, "Hi, I'm Kyle Brink." Well, hello, Kyle. Executive producer on D&D. It's my team that makes the games we all play. That's a good thing to know, Kyle. And if you're the executive producer, I've got some words for you. You're probably not going to like them, but it's the way it is, okay? So, going on, D&D has been a huge part of my life before I worked at Wizards and will be for a long time after I'm done. My mission, and that of the entire D&D team, is to help bring everyone the creative joy and lifelong friendships that D&D has given us. These past days and weeks have been incredibly tough for everyone. Yeah, no kidding. As players, fans, and stewards of the game, we can't and we won't let things continue like this. Well, I'm glad to hear it. So, let's talk about removing that stupidity from legacy content on Drive-Thru RPG, shall we? Can we get that done? Because that can't go on. You know it. I know it. Let's not play around. Because here's the thing, Kyle, now that we've met, I want to tell you a little something about myself. Much like you, D&D has been part of my life. Not a huge part. Mainly because of the, there was gatekeeping in my life, but it was done by religious figures and, of course, some adults who believed the hype around it back during the panic. So I tried to make it as much of a part of my life as I could, because when I discovered I was being lied to, I wasn't exactly happy about that. You can only imagine how, just based on that, how this conversation is going to go. Now, let's continue. I'm here today to talk about a path forward. First, let me start with an apology. We're sorry. We got it wrong. Well, it's good of you to bring that to us, Kyle. Really wish you had done it sooner. Really do. Our language and requirements in the draft OGL. Let me stop you right there, Kyle. That was not a draft. No. Stop. If you can't and won't let things continue like this, stop lying. That is a lie. Right here, our language and requirements in the draft OGL. Let's just say our language and requirements in OGL 1.1. There, I went and fixed it for you. Were disruptive to creators, no kidding, and not in support of our core goals of protecting and cultivating an inclusive play environment and limiting the OGL to tabletop RPGs. Yeah, no kidding. And in this last part, limiting the OGL to tabletop RPGs, something tells me that it's not going to be just limited to tabletop RPGs. Okay. Moving on. Then we compounded things by being silent for too long. We hurt fans and creators when more frequent and clear communications could have prevented so much of this. Kyle, I should point out that we have been very clear and frequent in our communications. And they were not listened to until D&D Beyond started losing 40,000 plus subscribers. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a minute. Starting now, we're going to do this a better way, more open and transparent with our entire community of creators, with the time to iterate, to get feedback, to improve. Now, okay, let's talk about that. First, let's remove that stupidity from the legacy content on D&D, not on D&D Beyond, on Drive-Thru RPG, please. Start there. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's how we do it for the game itself. So let's do it that way for the OGL too. Kyle, let me show you something, okay? Can I just bring this up? I'm going to bring this over here. And this is a verified leak. It has been confirmed by multiple sources, Jenny D and Nerd Immersion, sorry, I don't have my words today, can verify this is true. They have also had contact with the source. Yeah, you ever filled out those surveys? Nobody reads anything you type in those. Nobody. A senior designer said on the subject, "We don't care about actual feedback. We're making the next version of the rules, not our customers. What we do care about is that they will be positively received." They went on to say, "The surveys are just a temperature test on whether people like something. We don't want to know what armchair gamers think would be better rules." When asked why those surveys even have a written component if nobody reads it, the answer given was, "Because if we don't, then they'll just send it to us as emails, tweet threads, forums, etc. This way we channel them to not be disruptive." Ladies and gentlemen, I will be getting right back to this. So it's been verified from multiple sources, confirmed by sources both Jenny D and Nerd Immersion have had contact with. I understand it's hard to believe. I panicked when receiving this information, unsure of what to do. Do not attack anyone. Do not harass anyone. Make your voices heard calmly and professionally. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. Getting back to this. So, Kyle, if this is how you do it for the game itself, this just hits a little differently, doesn't it? We'll listen to you. And then we will share with you what we've heard, much like we do in our Unearthed Arcana and 1D&D playtests. This will be a robust conversation before we release any future version of the OGL. Here's what to expect. I think we're well aware of what to expect here. On or before Friday, January 20th, it's only a couple more days, we'll share a new proposed OGL documentation for your review and feedback. Let me give you my feedback. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I will just include it in the description down below. I'm going to stop right here because I think there are some things that Kyle's not really particularly paying attention to. But let me stop right here. The new proposed OGL documentation for review and feedback, let me tell you what that's going to read, because it's the only one we'll accept. It will have included, but certainly not limited to, it will have rolled back to the original OGL, the one that Ryan Dancy wrote, and it will only include the term irrevocable. It will go on in perpetuity, and it will be irrevocable. Kyle, that is the only one we'll accept. And let me tell you something, Kyle, you have whoever's behind this, and of course, our language and requirements in the draft OGL, no, not a draft. Our language, so you're owning that. Your language and requirements in the OGL version 1.1 were absolutely disruptive to creators. Yes, you hurt fans and creators. You did not communicate anything else. And let's look at everything from Tasha's Cauldron on out, up to and including Dragonlance. Let me tell you something. Kyle, especially with beloved properties like Dragonlance and Spelljammer, that was simple copy, paste, update rules, and that was it. It's that simple. Now I'm going to give it to you and make it even simpler. Copy OGL, the very first one. Paste it. Edit it to include the word irrevocable. Send out. That's it. No morality clauses, none of that crap. Because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but let me show you something you should probably be paying attention to. 40,000 plus canceled subscriptions to D&D Beyond. That was as of a few days ago. Probably more now that you're sitting there telling. Now there's this AI DM that you want to include. Well, Kyle, what's to keep me from firing up my PlayStation? The AI DM has been in existence this whole time. It's called video games, and this is not a video game, okay? Second thing you ought to take notice. The Motley Fool is weighing in on this now. A big change could be coming for Hasbro. Should investors worry? I think they should. Look at that. It's down again today. You know what? Maybe I'm not a financial whiz, but I can certainly read a line graph. And this is Hasbro's stock. And it's fallen. In fact, let's just do one month. We see it's climbed, and then dropped off, right? 3 months. Look at that as of December 23rd. 54.79. 6 months. Oh, geez, it's a crater. I mean, come on. Year to date. Looks okay year to date. But then we do 1 year and look at that. That's a falling knife. And it's come back up since then, but it's taken another dip there. Go Max. And geez, look at this. That was March the 24th of 2020. Geez. It's only slightly higher than that today. Good grief. Stock price, not doing all that well. And guess what? Those 40,000 plus subscription cancellations will affect Hasbro's bottom line. That much is for sure. And let's not forget, Kyle, you guys need Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves to perform at the box office, don't you? And if it doesn't, you're in deep trouble. Someone's going to be losing their jobs. That much I can assure you, because since December, rumors have swirled of a major change in Hasbro's rules for licensing D&D content. Yeah, no kidding. In early January, a new open gaming license agreement leaked out, and Hasbro customers threw a fit. That was us, y'all. Now, Hasbro is backpedaling furiously. They're also gaslighting and lying and doing all kinds of other stuff, and promising to keep most of its licenses royalty-free. Guess what? Hasbro's D&D division is big business, accounting for up to 72% of company profits, and it's in trouble. But if I'm not mistaken, they only bring in, 22% of the revenue? Yep, here it is. According to data from the S&P Global Market Intelligence, it accounts for just 22% of Hasbro's annual revenue, but produces a staggering 72% of Hasbro's profit. Listen, I'm going to stop right here because Dungeon Delver, Bill over at the Dungeon Delver channel, did a great job of covering this little story right here. And I highly recommend you check out his video as well. Let me tell you where this is a problem. And here's the thing, I don't care. Like, I've never signed up for D&D Beyond. I saw the ad in my starter set, my essentials kit. And I was like, ooh, what is this? And then I realized it was nothing I needed. It was nothing that interested me. I could play this over Gilded. I can play this over Discord or Skype or whatever. I did not need D&D Beyond. In fact, there's virtual tabletops out there like Foundry, Roll20. I don't need any of them either. However, if I had to use any of them, probably going to be Foundry. But I'm beside the point. Kyle, you need to be paying attention to this. Let me tell you a little something about myself, Kyle. I'm a dumbass. I do not allow lies to stand. And if I think you're lying, I'm going to call you on it. I'm not going to threaten your people. Hell, some of you, I don't know if you've noticed this, but your office is in full revolt. Every time something like this happens, someone out there leaks it. It's getting out. The best thing you can do, and if you're hoping to win back any of these people, any of these customers, me, you're probably not going to win back. I'm just letting you know. You hope to win back any of these customers, the best thing you can do is back down and say, yes, we screwed this up. We thought we could do this better than you, and we were wrong. Our decisions were made out of hubris, because they were. We acted childishly. We will not be making any changes to the OGL except to roll it back to its original starting point and adding the word irrevocable. Kyle, those are the only requirements. That's it. I've pointed this out in a previous video when I had my conversation with you before. I hope this gets to you, Kyle. I hope you're listening. Because I speak only for myself, but I have seen similar sentiments on other channels. DM's Lair being among them. I haven't really had time to sit down and watch many other YouTubers that I normally watch because I've been keeping my thumb on the pulse of this thing. But I'm telling you right now, Kyle, let the line go. Stop trying to make yourselves look great where you just face planted. You rolled a 1 hard. It's okay to fail a dice roll. It's in how you do it. Ask anyone who actually plays or has run a D&D game. I don't care if it's D&D, Castles and Crusades, Basic Fantasy, Old School Essentials, The Wretched Verse, Cowpunchers, Classic Traveler, Chalt, Cyberpunk. It does not matter that you fail a dice roll. It depends on how you handle it. You were the guys who failed your saving throw and then you're bitching that your character died. Well, you better get ready to roll up a new one. I've seen plenty of this discussion. Quite frankly, I'm pretty sure some of you are probably tired of it. But another point, if you're there to make D&D fun for everyone, then let me tell you something. Those hit pieces and the screaming about the OSR, how do you think that looks, Kyle? That hit piece from PBS NewsHour, boy, sure put on a lot of foil hats. If you're going to tell me the two aren't related, I'm going to tell you you got a long way to go to prove it. Just like you got a long way to go to proving to any customer who returns to your brand, you got a long way to go to proving that you're even trustworthy to them. That means you're going to, look, we understand. The Open Gaming License wasn't meant to create our competitors. Well, actually it was. And if you didn't like that you had competitors, there was only one thing you had to do. Make a good game. Take beloved properties, copy, paste, update rules, that's it. You printed money. Just do us all a favor and don't touch Dark Sun or Mystara. Because if you do, I'll show everybody, me and many others who love those properties, we'll show everyone just how much you screwed it up. And I think it's best that, I think it's great that you apologized. That's wonderful. But for me, the damage was done a long time ago. I don't know how ready some others are. As for everyone else, I know some of this comes across as probably unfair, but hey, it's all stuff that historically happened. And a lot of it's recent history, including how many people are scrubbing the OGL from their content. Kyle, you owe them a colossal apology. Big one. And you also owe anyone who bought it. Because they made better content than you did. And they're going to continue making better content than you did. Kyle, I don't care what you guys do with D&D Beyond. I don't care. But I'm going to outperform you by simply charging $15 a month and adding discounts, which you can combine. $15 a month per person. And I'll go with what Seth Skorkowski, I will go with what he recommended. $15 a month. $5 discount to anyone who shows up on time. $5 discount to anyone who knows what spells and gear they're carrying on their character sheet. $5 discount to anyone who has a player's handbook and brings it to the freaking table. And yes, those discounts can be combined. I will undercut you. I will absolutely undercut your business. Because I know I can outperform that AI. I've done it before. I will do it again. Kyle, I look forward to Friday. I mean, you no-showed yesterday. You and yours completely just no-showed the hell out of that show. So I look forward to Friday. I'll be checking in. I got to work that night, but I'll be checking in. Don't worry. And no doubt Saturday will probably come with a whole lot of us talking about you. All right. That's it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you listening to me ramble on for over 22 minutes, I really appreciate you. There was a lot that needed to be said. But I will be including all of these links in the description down below, so I hope that you will check them out. And I want you all to remember, my table's always open to any of you listening. However, you come to the table and you play a game, and that's it. No social commentary, no politics, no real world politics or religion. None of that jazz. Just sit down, roll up a character, play a game. That's it. You're all welcome there. Because I love you all. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. I want you to always play what lights you up, what makes you happy. Play what you want. And as always, play on.